In Madhya Pradesh, the Bargi Dam Reservoir covers nearly 300 square kilometers, serving as both a critical irrigation source and a major hub for local tourism. It's the starting point for vessels like the Narmada Queen, a 90-seater state-operated cruise boat. In May 2026, a sudden, violent storm caught the ship in the open reservoir. 9 people drowned. When recovery teams finally reached the submerged hull, they found a mother and her 4-year-old son locked together in an embrace. This operation was a state-run tourism venture, theoretically operating under the most modern federal maritime laws in Indian history. The events on the reservoir highlight exactly where India's national waterway regulations failed to influence the local reality on the deck. In 2021, the Indian Parliament overhauled its maritime code, replacing a century-old colonial law with the Inland Vessels Act. This new framework included Chapter 9, Section 51, a specific mandate requiring passenger vessels to be equipped with navigation aids and life-saving appliances that are immediately accessible during an emergency. The law also introduced standardized requirements for vessel surveys, technical fitness certifications, and mandatory crew training. On paper, these regulations provided a clear safety protocol that addressed almost every risk factor involved in the Bargi Dam disaster. The first failure occurred on land. The Weather Office had already issued a yellow alert for the region, forecasting wind gusts up to 50 kilometers per hour. Despite this data, the Narmada Queen cleared for departure at 4:30 p.m. By 6 p.m., the weather turned. Locals on the shore saw the storm approaching and signaled for the pilot to return to the bank, but the vessel continued toward the middle of the reservoir. Under Section 48 of the Act, pilots are legally obligated to adopt all necessary measures to ensure safe navigation and avoid known hazards. Ignoring both the radar forecast and the visible squall turned a seasonal storm into a lethal hazard. As the boat began to flood, the lack of preparation became clear. None of the 30-plus passengers on board had been provided life jackets before the voyage began. The safety gear was on board, but it was locked inside a storage area on the lower enclosed deck. This violated the Section 51 mandate for immediate accessibility. Instead of having jackets ready, passengers had to force their way into the lower cabin and fight to retrieve the gear as the boat tilted. Safety gear is useless if human operational choices keep it physically out of reach during the 2 minutes it takes for a boat to sink. The scramble for jackets triggered a physical chain reaction. To reach the storage room, passengers on the open upper deck rushed down into the enclosed lower cabin all at once. This sudden migration of weight radically shifted the center of gravity, causing violent rolling. With stability compromised, the 50-kilometer-per-hour winds acted as a lever, causing the ship to roll over completely. Because the life jackets were stored in the lower cabin, the search for safety actually created a trap, drawing passengers into the very space that became an inescapable prison once the boat overturned. The administrative response was immediate. The pilot and crew were fired, and the manager of the resort was suspended for negligence. The chief minister ordered an immediate halt to all cruise operations across Madhya Pradesh. A special investigation team was formed to conduct technical audits of every vessel in the state to ensure they finally met the standards of the 2021 Act. While these penalties were comprehensive, they were entirely reactive. The law was designed to prevent the audit from happening after the funeral. The Inland Vessels Act of 2021 specifically addressed every error that led to this capsize, from weather compliance to the physical placement of life jackets. The Bargi Dam tragedy is a reminder that national legislation remains just words on a page if it is not reinforced by ground-level inspections. As India expands its water transport network, safety won't be ensured by passing new acts, but by building a culture where safety protocols are followed on every deck, every time.